comparator circuit and design a Schmitt trigger for a given UTP and LTP values and obtain a hysteresis curve. In electronics, the Schmitt trigger is a comparator circuit with hysteresis implemented by applying positive feedback to the non-inverting input of a comparator or differential amplifier. So what is this hysteresis? Hysteresis is the dependence of a state of a system on its hysteresis. So figure shows the circuit diagram of a Schmitt trigger circuit. Figure shows an inverting comparator with positive feedback. This circuit converts any irregular shaped waveform to a square wave or pulse. Figure shows the positive feedback comparator with signal applied to the negative input. The input voltage Vi triggers the output voltage V0 every time when it exceeds certain voltage levels called as upper threshold voltage VUT and lower threshold voltage, namely VLT. As shown in the figure, these threshold voltages are derived using potential divider R1 and R2. The voltage across R1 is fed back to the non-inverting input, that is positive input of op-amp. The voltage across R1 depends on the value and polarity of voltage V0. When V0 is equal to plus Vsat, when V0 is equal to plus V saturation, upper threshold voltage is given by the formula R1 divided by R1 plus R2 into plus V saturation. This is the voltage divider formula. If V0 is equal to minus V saturation, lower threshold voltage is equal to R1 divided by R1 plus R2 into minus V saturation. The comparator with positive feedback is said to exhibit hysteresis. That is, when the input of the comparator exceeds VUT and its output switches from plus Vsat to minus Vsat, and it reverses back to its original state plus Vsat when input goes below VLT. The hysteresis voltage is of course equal to the difference between plus VUT and plus VLT. This is the expected waveform of the experiment we are conducting. This is, as you can see, is a sine waveform and it is an input, and this is the corresponding output what we have obtained. So this line, this horizontal lines, this is UTP and this one is LTP. So for any signal which is input of any waveform, we are going to get the output of particularly square wave, and this is the corresponding hysteresis curve that we are going to obtain for the given UTP and LTP values. Now coming to the design part of a circuit, if the UTP given is 4 volt and LTP is 2 volts, we already know by the formula UTP is R1 into V reference divided by R1 plus R2 plus R2 into V saturation divided by R1 plus R2, and LTP is R1 into V reference divided by R1 plus R2 minus R2 into V saturation divided by R1 plus R2. So now adding these two equations and subtracting the equations, we are going to get these equations. So assuming the saturation voltage is 10 volts. So using equation 2 now and having the values UTP and LTP, which is already assumed here, we are going to get R1 is equal to 9 into R2. So assume R2 is equal to 10K. So finally we get R1 as 90K, which is approximately equal to 100K. So with UTP 4 volts and LTP 2 volts, we obtained the values of R1 as 100K and R2 as 10K. So substituting the same values in equation 1, we are going to get the reference voltage as 3.33 volts. We can get the hysteresis curve by varying the UTP and LTP. The one more condition what we have assumed is UTP is minus 1 volt and LTP is minus 3 volts. So again we are going to obtain R1 as 10 kilo ohm, R2 as 10 kilo ohm and R1 as 90 kilo ohm, that is approximately 100 kilo ohms. For that, V reference we obtained as minus 2.22 volts. This is the hysteresis curve for case 1 where UTP is minus 4 volt and LTP is minus 2 volts. And this is the hysteresis curve obtained for case 2 where LTP is minus 3 volts and UTP assumed is minus 1 volt. So let us see the experiment. In order to rig up the circuit, let's see the circuit diagram. So this is 741 operational amplifier. As you can see, it has got 7 pins. So this is the op amp we have taken. So how to consider the pins? So as you can see a notch there, a small hole kind. Op amp is energized by supplies plus VCC and minus VCC. It is given as plus volts and minus 12 volts. For pin number 7, plus VCC plus 12 volts is given, and pin number 4 minus VCC, that is minus 12 volts are given. We are using now the op amp has two terminals. One is inverting and the other one is non-inverting, minus terminal and plus terminal. To the inverting terminal, I am going to give the output, the input. The input is always given from a function generator. As you can see, this is the function generator. The input what I am considering is the sine wave. As you can see, there are many types of waves. So I am going to give sine wave as my input. So the sine wave knob is selected. Then I have to adjust the voltage and frequency. So when it is released, it is in terms of voltage, and when it is pressed, it is in terms of frequency. So now you can see this is set to nearly 1 kilohertz. So it can be approximately from 500 hertz to 1 kilohertz, and the voltage which is set to 10 volts. It is nearly 8 to 10 volts approximately. The output is taken from pin number 6. As you all know, the output is always seen on the CRO. So this is the CRO. Now pin number 3 is connected between R1 and R2. So what are the values of R1, R2 and V reference? We have already seen in the design part. Under case 1, V2, the value is UTP as 4 volts and LTP as 2 volts. For the same values, we obtained the values of R1 as 100K and R2 as 10K. If we substitute the same values, we are going to obtain V reference as 3.3 volts. So R1 is given to pin number 6, as you can see in the circuit diagram. One end of R1 is given to pin number 6 of op amp, then the other end of the R1 is connected to R2, and the other end of R2 is connected to V reference. As you can see here, R1 is connected to pin number 6 and R2 is connected to the reference power supply, which is taken as 3.3 volts as per the design. After the circuit is rigged up, let us see the output now. So channel 2 is taken as input, which is sine wave, and channel 2 is the output what we have obtained, that is the square waveform. In order to get the correct output, let's ground both the channels first, then adjust it using the knob, then release both the channels. So as you can see in the waveform, this is the UTP and this is LTP. Similarly, this is UTP and this is LTP. We have obtained half of the output from the design. Now we have to see the hysteresis curve. In order to complete the design, we have to obtain the hysteresis curve. How to obtain the hysteresis curve? Now ground both the channels, input and output. Then press the XY mode. So when you press the XY mode, you are going to get a dot kind, a green color ball. We have to place it in the center, that is in the origin. Then release both the grounds. When you release both the grounds, you are going to get a hysteresis curve. Increase its voltage level in order to observe the UTP and LTP point. Now let us see if the design has matched with the output. As you can see, this is the UTP and it is crossing the point 2. So 2 into the voltage value 2 is 4. And in case we have assumed that UTP is 4 volts. Now let us see if we have got LTP as 2 volts. This is LTP and you can see it is at 0.8. So 0.8 into again 2. So we are going to get as 1.6 which is approximately equal to 2 volts. So by varying UTP and LTP values, you can see the hysteresis, how it changes. This completes the experiment testing a comparator circuit and design a Schmitt trigger for a given UTP and LTP values and obtain the hysteresis.